Avatar 2 has been making waves in the movie industry for its groundbreaking use of CGI. The trailer alone's so breathtaking, and we can't deny it. No, like, it hasn't been done before because Marvel's work on Thanos and the Avengers series has been impressive, but Avatar 2's CGI technology has taken things to a whole new level. We're not creating competition, but you should follow along and be the judge of it. First off, what sets Avatar 2 apart from Marvel? One of the most obvious differences between Avatar 2's CGI and that used in Marvel's movies is the complex level of detail to create their universes. The world of Pandora is incredibly stunning to look at. In the diverse environment with its wide range of unique flora and fauna, James Cameron's team left no stone unturned. What we get is a world that feels incredibly real, alive, and a part of each other. Marvel's CGI isn't bad at all, but it's pretty simplistic and relies on cartoon-like visuals. We get it, it works well for the fantasy-themed elements of the Marvel universe, but it doesn't really capture the same level of realism as Avatar 2's CGI, because it doesn't blend well texture-wise with the world around it. The way Avatar 2's CGI is used to create and animate its characters is also pretty different. In the first Avatar movie, the main characters were played by actors who were then transformed into their on-screen counterparts using motion capture technology. This allowed the actors to bring emotional depth and realism to their performances that would have not been possible using traditional animation techniques. But when it comes to emotive facial stuff, Thanos? Come on, Cameron said when discussing the differences. For Avatar 2, the technology has been taken even further. The movie's main characters are all being played by a combination of actors and CGI, with the CGI being used to create incredibly detailed and lifelike digital avatars. This allows for even more complex and nuanced performances, and helps to create a truly immersive experience for the viewers. Up next is the need for above-average CGI responsible for the long wait. While Cameron says the VFX work put into Avatar: The Way of Water is the reason for the distinction in quality, we think a lot of it might really have to do with the advancements in technology instead to make the work easier. It makes sense and he's got every right, but the first Avatar movie was done super well regardless of how far technology had come back then. But Cameron's always been ahead in the game of VFX tech, and it makes him one of the most ingenious directors in the industry. What? You didn't know he had a direct hand in the progress of VX technology? Well, we're not too surprised, but his first Avatar movie was a huge game changer for the industry, so it makes sense that he'd keep pushing. With the movie combining live-action footage and CGI with very advanced performance capture, he'd truly set a new standard. Robert Zemeckis had done the same thing with the Polar Express, but Cameron was the one who refined the technique even further. Back in 1991, Cameron got his hands on a US patent for an apparatus that helped underwater film production. It would propel actors into the water and make shooting certain shots easier. It was an invention that not only helped with his latest movie, but was also used in the Titanic as well. We're starting to consider that perhaps the story of Avatar 2 was way ahead of its time to be worked on back then, and now we're going to witness a huge leap in visual graphics from everything we've seen before in our lives. Now for a new character and a unique design choice. While most of the cast for this movie's returning from the first one, we have a slew of new characters as well that we're excited to know about. One of them in particular is a pretty unique character, and you won't believe how awesome she is. Her name's Cyreya, and she's got an extra set of eyelids. Not eyes, eyelids. Is it weird? Not if you're a cat owner, because cats have them too. While it isn't a completely new design choice, her extra set of eyelids has an actual purpose apart from being aesthetically distinct. The Na'vi have evolved differently despite being humanoid, and their eyes are much more advanced to accommodate their hunting and gathering lifestyle. They're much larger than human eyes, which makes them more sensitive to light. Because of this, looking in the dark and other light-scarce situations, such as underwater, is easy for them. Cyreya has some extra advantages in this department. Her other eyelids are somewhat transparent, so her sight isn't interrupted by harsh light or debris. It's a huge perk in instances where there's a battle or she's in a situation where it's too dusty and murky to keep her eyes open safely. It's kind of like having a pair of built-in protective glasses. Because of this, we're suspecting that Cyreya may have a prominent role in the movies. It's already pretty obvious considering she's from a different tribe of Na'vi altogether, who look much different from the tribe Jake's a part of. It's an exciting development, so let's see what this new tribe of Na'vi have to offer for us in the sequel. Coming up, so who is this new tribe? While there are plenty of tribes in Pandora, we know so far that there will be at least one more besides the Amatakaya clan. Tyrea, nicknamed Rhea, comes from the Metkaina clan that lives on the reefs of Pandora. Tyrea's a free diver herself, and her clan looks much different from Jake Sully's land-dwelling clan. If you want our honest opinion, the Metkaina clan's much prettier to look at. Their appearance is heavily influenced by their mostly aquatic lifestyle, and it's amazing how authentic Cameron wants these tribes to be, regardless of making them look pleasing to the eye. Their softer colors and slightly fuller faces make it obvious that they're a far more harmonious and connected tribe toward the beings of Pandora. They're also the only known tribe so far that practice the art of tattooing, with each member having a unique one across different parts of their bodies. These tattoos are sacred and meaningful to their culture, and they only receive them as their rite of passage into adulthood. As the tattooing culture is considered a gift from Iwa, the materials used are sacred too, like ink from special animals. Since they're so closely related to the water, there are creatures they have mutually beneficial relationships with. One of them is the Tulkans, whale-like creatures with intelligence beyond what we know animals on Earth to have. There's one Tulkan for one Na'vi, and two share a very deep bond with each other built on trust and respect. Interesting tribe, right? And we're going to be seeing so much of them, so we're excited for something new to explore. Let's look at exploring Kiri's special connection with Iwa. Sigourney Weaver, who starred as Dr. Grace Augustine in the 2009 film Avatar, talked about her return to the franchise as a different character. Playing Jake Sully's adopted daughter, Kiri, she theoretically embodies the concept of reincarnation after Sully tried to revive her previous character through the Tree of Souls into her Na'vi body, but didn't quite succeed. She also talked about her character's connection to the deity-like entity known as Iwa. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Weaver revealed that her character will be even more symbolic and act as a peaceful bridge between Na'vi and humans. But she warns that it's not all that simple, and that Kiri's relationship with Iwa's a pretty complicated one. Grace was an advocate for the Na'vi and their connection to the natural world. Weaver explained, but in the sequels, her character becomes even more intertwined with Iwa, the interconnected consciousness of all living things on Pandora. But this is where we're concerned, because Weaver mentioned that the home tree's destroyed, so how does Iwa still exist? Because of this, would Jake Sully and the others be able to make out the connection between Kiri and Iwa? For Kiri, it must be an isolating experience, because we're not sure if anyone in the movie would believe her when she makes a connection between herself and Iwa. Then again, there's a lot of Pandora's understanding of Iwa that's yet to be explored, and that's what the sequel's all about, isn't it? One thing's for sure, there's going to be a lot to digest if we're going to keep up with the franchise in the coming years. Now 4, Sigourney Weaver talks about the difference in filmmaking experience from the first movie. Playing a new character in the same world must be a little confusing, especially when we're supposed to use old parts of yourself as well. In a way, the kind of arc provides closure to fans when it comes to Grace's death in the first movie. While Grace never found the opportunity to fully become one with the Na'vi, Kiri's existence fills in the gap, while providing a very different way and opportunity in learning about Pandora. In a body that Kiri's obviously familiar with since birth, a lot of the learning curves eliminated that would have otherwise cost Grace lots of time. She discusses some of the aspects of Kiri that she brought from Grace, and that the two separate consciousnesses will actually try to connect and communicate with each other. That's a pretty deep concept in itself. Weaver also discussed the challenges of filming the Avatar sequels, which are being shot entirely in performance capture technology. It's been a real challenge, but also a lot of fun, she said, and further explained how performance capture is a different way of working, but it also allows for far more creativity and freedom as an actor. It looks like she had a pretty good time. With that covered, we'd like to know what you think. Does the new movie look promising? Let us know in the comments below. If this is the kind of content you like, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more.